Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for your patience. I'm Executive Operations Coach Nicole Zuber with MAPS Coaching, and it's such a privilege and a pleasure to be here with y'all. I have the absolute privilege of coaching some of the biggest, most profitable real estate businesses in the industry. And boy, are some fun things happening out there in this market. I shift to shift, right? Like it is what it is. The market's always going to go up and down and do things left and right. And making sure that we have a strong operations team in the back end to support that client experience, to make sure that our contract to close processes go seamlessly, and that our clients are protected from putting on a listing that now isn't like selling in a record 4 hours to maybe now 4 days to 30 days, maybe 60, depending upon where we are. Our operations team is the cause that helps that steadiness, that helps make us shift proof. So without further ado, again, thank you for your patience. Let's dive right in and talk about the myths that get put on us. Now, I don't know if we've allowed ourselves or the industry have, but we've seemed to have been put in a box, and I'm over that box. Long gone are the days where real estate administrators or secretaries and just paper pushers. This day and age, with technology and artificial intelligence, they can take care of a lot of that for us. So now we need to step up and step outside of our possibly comfort zone to ensure that we are being the best that we can be, that we can be the empire protectors, and in some cases, empire that cause the growth to happen and build. So let's go into the 3 myths of a millionaire real estate operation. So first myth is operation team members can't be in production. Oh yeah? Interesting. How many of you are in an administrative role right now? Let's use a chat box, and you actually have sold a house or produced in some way, shape, or form? Yep, there's a couple of us. Now, whether you have or haven't, it's not right or wrong. I'm just curious, because it's not what we mean by this is they might not necessarily be part of the sales department, where we are going from, opening doors. I do know some administrators that know how to do that and do that. I know some administrators that actually have their sales team reporting to them while they're tracking numbers. So that's one of the first myths. Now let's talk production for an operation. And the first thing is, what does it mean to have that operations team can contribute to production? Ice next, please. So let's talk production and metrics. 5-star reviews. 5-star reviews through Google cause organic traffic to websites. Organic traffic translates into leads. Leads, when handled and serviced the right way, because we have all the policies and processes and standards in order, cause production. It's a bold law. Change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. The next is build your system to ask for referrals. There's 3 to 5 trigger points of a transaction that we teach you in the Perfect Operations team. Reviews cause production. Referrals definitely cause production. I talked about this last week in the webinar. If we're already onboarding a file, whether it's contract to close or the moment a listing gets signed, and we're picking up the phone and talking to the buyer or seller, I'm Nicole with Keller Williams. I'm partners with Craig. I'm going to take this from contract to close process. I'm in the office Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Expectations conversation that we teach you about as well in the Perfect Operations team. When we have that conversation and we built out client events and we tie and ask, who else do you know, Sammy, that's thinking of buying or selling? We could also invite to the hot air balloon ride. And you get a referral and a name from that. I don't know. Sounds like you're contributing to production to me. Think about it differently. You're the heartbeat of the company, and we are the scaled reason why we definitely cause that client service or client experience to be scaled. And now we're going to teach you how to have another conversation at the end of that tied to an item of value to cause production to come in. Sounds shift proof to me as well. So another thing that we consider is anyone here in an administrative role and you actually have your personal sphere of influence in your team's database with your 36 touch? Yes or no? Let's see there. Do you have your team's database? All right. So there's a couple of yeses. So if your team has a 36 touch or 52 touch, whatever, why in the world wouldn't we let that system do the heavy lifting for us? Chances are you're probably directing on the marketing going out, or you have some part of it anyway. Why wouldn't we let the people that know us, like us, trust us, know that you work on a real estate team you're partners with the real estate agent that could help them? And by the way, we do cool parties too throughout the year. Food for thought, food for thought. Next slide. So next myth is administrators are just behind the scenes. Well, you heard me in the first 30 seconds after the lightning struck at my house that on my soapbox. Administrators are not just behind the scene. What are they? We're the heartbeat of the business. What does that mean? Heartbeat of the business. What that means is that culture begins and ends with us. Remember that we are taking care of all things. We are making sure all the plates spin on the back end, whether it's sending out your marketing, contract to close, listing management, et cetera. We are the key relationship to help our clients through one of the biggest transactions and or investments of their lives. So we're not just behind the scenes. We're actually frontline. If you think about it, a lot of the times during a very pivotal and stressful time, it could be stressful. It could be a super exciting time. Still, you're still there to be there for them, right? All right, next slide. There are no metrics to hold ops teams accountable. Pretty sure I went through that in the first slide a little bit. Reviews and referrals we talked about, right? We absolutely do have metrics, and we're gonna quote MREA, page 153. Your philosophy should be that every dollar invested in the business in a business expense, that you should receive a multiple of that dollar back. In the MREA, Gary references a minimum of a four times ROI on every expense. Now, here's the thing, y'all. When we look at your pay, your salary, your whatever, when you start doing things to take it to the next level and already working the systems that you're working, improving those systems, and then asking for reviews and or referrals, you're part of production in some point, at some capacity. You absolutely are. And when you are that, then you're generating revenue for the company. And last time I checked, that could translate into a return on investment. And now our salary and our expenses, it's not an expense, or a salary and our hourly pay, it's no longer an expense. Now it's an investment. What's the difference between an expense and an investment? Anybody know? Max, A+. An investment has a return on it. So what is the return that you're giving the businesses that you're selling? And I don't care if you're on a big monster team, you're working individually for an agent, you might even be an independent contractor with a TC business. Like, what what return are you giving for your fee, your salary, your hourly pay? Think about that. What's next? Referrals are the absolute metric to ensure that our systems are being followed and our clients receive an extraordinary experience. Is anybody going to give you a referral if they had a really terrible experience with you and your business? You could say no. They sure as heck will tell people about it though, about the experience that they had, if it wasn't a good or bad, whether it's good or bad. Actually, I'm going to take that back. If it was bad, they're probably going to tell more people about it than if it was good. Now, what if it were extraordinary? Every time we onboard a file, every time we take on a client to represent the teams that we work with or for, every time we do that, say we did that 50 times in a year, 100 times in a year, 500 times in a year, would 95% of those people receive the same level of communication, invitations to items of value? If the answer is no and we're not sure, chances are we probably need to do a deep dive and an audit into that. Karina says we better be asking for reviews and referrals. Well, we better be, and let's do it. Let us show you how to do that in a very, very strategic and methodical way. There is a system for that, because yes, we should be. What's the next slide, Ice? So when we are clear on the metrics, we've already established that operations change the way you look at things. We absolutely are part of production. We need to track and measure that so that we could become so that our salary and our pay, there is a return on that investment, and we turn into an investment, not an expense. And how do we do that and hold it accountable? Well, through an operations GPS and or a 411 that's based off of numbers for reviews and or referrals. Next slide. So, does anybody have any questions on that, on reviews, referrals? You are the heartbeat of the company. You have so much value to give. If you're interested in going and learning about this at a much, much deeper level, I want to invite you to join us for the next 6 months for the Perfect Operations team. We spend 6 weeks in the transaction coordinator role, 6 weeks in the listing manager role, 6 weeks in the DOO role. We go over marketing, 36 touch. We go over the quantifiable metrics. What does a TC's job description look like? What are the KPIs and the numbers that should be tied to that? Where are the trigger points where we can ask? Same thing with the listing manager, same thing for DOO. Whether you're it's just you as an administrator growing that maybe you have a cyberbacker reporting to you. Totally up. This is a good opportunity for you to get clear. You might be all 3 of those roles. We want to show you what that consists of. So great question, Carlos, because at the bottom here, so we start April 20th from 1:30 to 2:30 Central Time. It's via Zoom. You get me live and in person. It's an interactive, collaborative conversation. I have alum with me too. I see Miss Sammy. She's one of my star pupils. So via Zoom. And who should attend? Rainmakers absolutely are welcome and invited to do this. Buyers agents, all administrative staff. I have many teams that come in that are thinking about it's the executive assistant's job to hire a transaction coordinator or a DOO that doesn't know what it's like to take contract to close or listing management. Like there's such a variety and a melting pot of who this course is designed for. It's for all of y'all. I've had agents come in here that absolutely, like, their mind has been blown, like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize how much my staff does or how much my operations team does. So next slide. What you're going to walk away with is great, because you're not only going to grow, but so you'll have 18 1-hour calls. You have 3 a month, and you're going to walk away with at least a 400+ page policy and procedure manual for your hub. Because not only that, do we show you and coach you around the things that you need to know about your role to turn into an investment, not an expense. We also give you so many blueprints and templates, if you will, that you could take back and audit of what you have existing, or create something that you didn't know existed otherwise. Because the goal is to walk out with a scaled client experience. And the client being, we teach you this, the client is the team's client or the business's client. Our real estate agent that we're servicing, that's the other client. And then the third client in a contract to close process or a listing process is the cooperative broker. Bet you haven't thought of it that way. There's 3 clients that you're servicing, going back to the importance of your job and how important you are and what a big deal it is. So the investment, not an expense, and I will say it is an expense if you don't go and apply what we teach you here and report it back to your team. It's $199 a month. That is the investment. And the return is priceless. Do I sound like the MasterCard commercial? No, truly, it is priceless. I have a great testimony. Sammy's on the horn here. So you are welcome to sign up through this QR code. And today, if you do sign up, there is $100 off your first month if you scan the QR code here. So hopefully, Carlos, that answered your question. I'm going to go into the chat box here. I already have some people asking. So, okay, I do not want to butcher your name. So you asked, how is Teapot different from Perfect Real Estate Course? Great question, is asked so frequently. So the difference with the Perfect Operations team versus the Perfect Real Estate Assistant is PREA is the acronym for the Perfect Real Estate Assistant. That course is designed for your first hire. It is phenomenal. It is an incredible basic and baseline so that you can absolutely learn how to better communicate with your agent that you're reporting to help build some fundamental systems and put those in place. Teapot, which is our course, is the next step to PREA. We already know how to communicate with our agent. We have systems. We know how to answer the phone properly. We know how to set up things in the office. Now we're going deeper into the client experience. Now we might be bringing on another team member or thinking about bringing on a team member, another agent even. It's just, like I had mentioned, we spend 6 weeks in each one of those roles, what it means, what the accountability looks like, what those job descriptions are, so that you could use that as a blueprint and tailor it to yourself. I've had people in there, some director of operations, they're also the listing manager, and we had to get really clear and merge their roles. Oh, thanks, Graham. He covered for me. I heard him when he's like, the lightning was coming and saw me frozen. Did I have a funny face when I was frozen?
I missed it, but I'm sure it was delightful. We'll see you in the recording.
So, can we edit that part out?
We'll see. We'll see.
So let me scroll back up onto some of those questions. I think they did cover them all. So if anyone has additional questions, I promise chances are, if you do, somebody else does as well. They haven't asked. So I want to welcome the next few minutes to open up. You could unmute yourself or use the chat box, and I'm here to answer any questions that you might have about our program.
Hey, Nicole, I have a quick question. My name is Max. If I'm just starting building my team and I have like my cyberbacker, she's gonna just start in like 8 days from now to work for me as a transactional coordinator. Do you think it's a good time for me to take your class right now?
So is this your first hire?
No, I had first hire, it was wrong, so now we hire this person.
Yeah, so if we really want to dive into the contract to close process, this could absolutely be a good course. I see that there's a bold trophy behind you. Congratulations. Yes. Max is bold. Yes, you are. And I would say the perfect operations team and or the perfect real estate assistant might be a good place to start, 100%. So okay. Like I said, we spend 6 weeks in the transaction coordinator role, 6 weeks in the listing manager role. We go through the systems for like client for life, 36 touch. So there's
Can I bring my cyberbacker with me?
You are absolutely welcome. We have many cyberbackers who take our course.
I just need to pay $199 and she's like part of my team, correct?
Correct. That is
Thank
correct. You. Yes. Pleasure. Look forward to seeing you. All right. Well, who wants some free swag? Say aye. Hands in the air. Okay.
Aye.
All right. So we're going to have, if you want to go to the next slide, we're going to have a little bit of a contest. I give away a free t-shirt. So if you want to scan this QR code and go and like our page, we do an actual live thing. And one of my cyberbackers, and Max, my cyberbacker Ice, has been with me for almost 4 years, and she runs my show. I'd be lost without her. And then our marketing cyberbacker, Sophia, she does this spin the wheel, and we do it on my Facebook page. So be sure to respond to us. Our last winner didn't respond to us, and we need their mailing address. So if you go and you like our page, we're gonna in the next few minutes, we're gonna do a drawing. We post it on my Facebook page, and please respond to our direct message, our DM, because we need your mailing address. So we'll announce who the winner is there. So, all right. I want to thank everybody for attending. Hopefully you start feeling your value more than you already do, and know how important you are in the roles that you're in. So, any other questions? If not, Sammy, do you want to drop a line in here? I did not ask her to do this. Sorry to call you, put you on the spot. She is a perfect operations team alum. You could ask a live testimony to Sammy right now.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that, so I did PRIA back in 2018 when I started as a real estate assistant, never had done real estate before. And so I went through Teapot just last year, and our business has grown exponentially. We've brought on more admin staff, we've brought on more agents on our team, and we're just able to take the systems that we have worked through based off of what I've learned, and really have just hit a new spot where we are just thriving as a team. So if you are at any point in your business, this is the perfect place for you to be.
Aw, thank you, Sam. I didn't even ask her to do that. Sorry to put you on the spot. And Sophia she put the link in there. Go to our Facebook page, go ahead and like that, post fun operation stuff in there, and free stuff too. Who doesn't like free swag? I know I do. All right, everyone. Well, with that being said, my pleasure. Oh my gosh, my pleasure. Y'all are sending me fun messages. So if there's anything I can do to help, you just feel free to reach out, Mrs. Coach at zubergroup.com. And take care. Stay safe and healthy out there. Bye, everyone.